The night was quiet. Too quiet. The moon hung low over the countryside, painting the tall grass in silver. In the distance, crickets chirped, and the wind whispered through the trees. Inside the small farmhouse, a family of 3 slept peacefully. The parents dreamed away, unaware of the danger lurking just outside their door. And in the nursery, a baby boy lay in his crib, soft breaths rising and falling. But danger was closer than anyone could imagine. Slithering silently across the yard, a massive snake glided like a shadow. Its scales shimmered under the moonlight, cold, hungry, and patient. It had one goal: the warmth inside that house. What it didn't expect, however, was that standing guard was not a human, not a watchdog, but a tiny pug puppy. The family had adopted Max, the pug, only 3 months earlier. He was small, clumsy, and playful, with wrinkled skin that made him look more like a stuffed toy than a guard dog. Everyone in the family adored him, especially the baby, who giggled every time Max rolled onto his back and poured the air. That night, Max had been restless. He paced near the window, ears twitching. Something in the air smelled wrong. He could sense movement, hear the faint hiss carried by the wind. His instincts told him something dangerous was approaching. Suddenly, Max froze. From the crack beneath the door, he caught the scent. Musky. Sharp. Alive. His body tensed, and his tiny chest rumbled with a growl far too big for his size. And then, it happened. The snake slipped through the gap in the door, tongue flicking, eyes fixed on the crib in the corner. The baby stirred. The snake lifted its head, hissing softly. Max didn't wait. He charged. His paws thundered across the wooden floor, his bark echoing in the night. The snake reared back, startled. It had expected easy prey, not resistance. The pug lunged, snapping his tiny teeth just inches from the snake's head. The serpent struck back, its fangs flashing in the dim light. Max darted aside, barely. The strike missed by centimeters, embedding into the floorboards. The noise finally woke the parents. The mother sat up in bed, heart racing. "What was that?" she whispered. The father stumbled toward the door, but what he saw froze him in place, his tiny pug standing between the snake and his baby. Max barked again, his voice fierce. He was no longer the family's little clown. He was their protector. The snake coiled, preparing another strike. This time, it was faster. It lashed forward, striking at maximum. He dodged again but felt the hiss of air past his ears. His paws scrambled for grip on the wooden floor. But Max did not retreat. He darted in, snapping at the snake's thick body. His teeth found scales, and he clamped down. The serpent writhed violently, slamming Max against the floor, but the little pug refused to let go. The father grabbed a broom, rushing forward, but the snake swung its massive body, knocking the stick from his hands. He stumbled back, helpless. Meanwhile, Max tugged and pulled, dragging the snake's head away from the crib. The baby began to cry, the sound piercing the room. The snake twisted and finally shook Max free. He tumbled across the floor, hitting the leg of the bed with a yelp. The parents gasped. For a moment, it looked like he might not get up. But Max stood. Shaky, bruised, but ready. He squared his tiny body against the towering snake, barking with fury. The battle reached its peak. The snake lunged again, fangs aiming straight for maximum. At the last second, Max leapt sideways, spun, and sank his teeth into the snake's tail. He shook his head with all the strength he had, distracting the predator. The father seized the chance. Grabbing a heavy iron pan from the kitchen, he swung with all his might, striking the snake near its head. The serpent recoiled, hissing violently, but now it was dazed. Max didn't stop. He leapt onto the snake's coiled body, barking, biting, clawing, giving his family precious seconds. Each growl echoed with defiance. "You will not touch my baby." The father swung again. This time, the snake collapsed, its body thrashing wildly before finally going limp. Silence filled the room. The only sounds were the baby's cries and Max's heavy panting. The father dropped the pan, trembling. The mother rushed to the crib, scooping up her baby, tears streaming down her face. They looked at Max, tiny, battered, but still standing tall. He wagged his tail weakly, eyes bright. He had won. The father knelt down, gathering Max into his arms. "You saved us. You saved our baby." His voice cracked with emotion. That night, Max was no longer just the family's pet. He was their hero. The little pug who had faced death itself to protect the ones he loved. And though the scars would fade, the legend of that night, the night a tiny pug defeated a monster, would remain in their hearts forever.